So we have a very active sump pump here. It hasn't rained in a couple of days. The streets are dry in the area. For the most part, that back lane, the parking lot is all dry. But then we've got an area here that the sump pump is feeding, a really large puddle. And actually the ground has dropped a fair bit. Dropped enough that this puddle is building up, and it can overflow. And then when it overflows, it'll just run down the lane to the sewer access about 60 feet down, right at the far corner of this building, in front of where those garbage cans are. But a lot of the water from this very active sump pump is not making it that far because it's sinking back into the ground here. This was a concrete lane. It's become a gravel lane. And during periods over the last year when the sump pump is a little less active, we'll see water here. So we live with water in this part of the lane throughout the entire summer, regardless of the weather. The sump pump continues to pump water from the weeping tiles above ground in this area. There will always be water here, but if there's been precipitation in the last maybe the last week or so, the volume will be high enough that it'll overflow down the lane. Any other time, it'll just sit there and it just sinks through the gravel and back underground. And then we've got these piles here. They were mistakenly put 15 feet deep, and they were all level at one time. Two of them remain level. We'll just back up a bit. The one that's closest to the lane has risen about 6 inches. So there's no good reason for such big piles to support what is essentially a parking barrier, but they were put in by mistake, 15 feet, and they're about 16 inches in diameter. And you can see from this angle the height of the piles that haven't moved compared to the pile that has moved.